Greetings, I'm... Who am I again? Whatever, welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. We're finally gonna find out the truth, and you remember how last time I called this a penultimate part of the commentary? Well, I lied. Again, the only reason I'm separating this is mainly just down to the fact that, well, we get a lot of plot and revelations here that I can talk about, and in turn, the final level is pretty beefy enough as is, because, well, you'll see. But in any case, yeah, Naminé had replaced Kairi in our memories, and even though Sora can't think of her just yet, pretty soon he will come to remember her by the end of the game. But at what cost, we will soon find out. But as Naminé begins to admit her faults, well, I guess we can't explain it now because Riku decided to bulge in, or like, I'm Riku, I'm evil and plain and simple and clean. So yeah, unlike Sora, who's beginning to learn the truth, Riku is... Well, I mean, it's going to be spoiled in just a little bit, so... Yeah, I think I might as well go into it right now. Basically, what Riku is a fake. And again, you probably could have figured that out already, but... Yeah, Riku was created by Vexen. Why was he created? For what purpose? Well, a lot of that kind of goes into Rechain of Memories, but basically... Well, he was just a test subject to see what they could do in terms of creating Keyblade wielders. One such Keyblade wielder we'll see in 358 over 2 days, which I do plan on doing at some point. Not the game itself, since I don't own a Nintendo DS, but... Well, we'll cut into that a little bit later. Now, this is the Riku battle. This, and I believe one more, is the battle where you really do need to watch your bacon, because at this point, Riku has, well, Dark Aura. Besides that, it's also a very powerful attack, and while you can counteract it with cards, yeah, it can seriously fuck you up, as you're about to see. Prepare for major, destruction. Oh god. Yeah, that is... It's part of the reason why I say these battles are nothing to take lightly. That being said though, Riku isn't impossible. Definitely not compared to the two boss fights coming up after this part, and the penultimate part of the Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories commentary. Only thing I can say for Riku is just to keep some powerful cards on hand and a few zeros, and just keep on your guard. I'd only really recommend saving your zero cards for when he starts to do Dark Aura, because you might have a slight chance where he won't be able to hit you, and in that case, that gives you plenty of time to cycle through your cards and use it. In fact, I usually recommend keeping your zero cards right to the back of the reload counter, because in that sense you can reach them a little bit easier, since most of the attack cards you do plan on using, you know, whether for slights or for attacking, in general is usually next to the reload counter. I don't know, that's just a little tip that I found that's particularly useful. Jesus Christ. And yeah, as I mentioned before with beefy health bars, this does make this, well, very dangerous to say the least. Again, I wouldn't really say it's anywhere near as bad as Vexen, and considering the fact that you do have Vexen's card at this point, you can potentially make this battle slightly easier if you choose to use Auto Life. But even still, that's only really a minor guarantee. Ars Arcanum. While the card value is incredibly low, you know, while the characters are reloading cards, you can use that to your advantage, so... Like I said, not really much strategy, but enough to warrant it being an interesting battle nonetheless. One thing I will say though is that in terms of... I'm trying to remember, I think it's either Riku or Larxine's card that only really has the benefit of increasing your speed, which isn't entirely useful. I think it might be Larxine's, but don't quote me on that. Whatever the case though. I will say that, you know, when you really do get down to it, the Chain of Memories card battle system, while not everybody is really up to snuff with it, it is very interesting to see what sort of battles you can have and how intense they can get, because while you could call Kingdom Hearts, in the numbered titles anyway, a very butt-mashy sort of game, which, you know, turns off a lot of more hardcore action players who prefer something... I guess that's either within the realm of, like, you know, Demon Souls or Devil May Cry in the sense that, well, less so Demon Souls, but I mean, I guess Devil May Cry would probably be the more apt example where, while you do have the flashy moves, you also have to be very skillful in how you use them and, guess what sort of style you use. I don't know, Kingdom Hearts to me always kind of worked in the sense of a power fantasy kind of way, where you can kick ass 6 ways from Sunday and you really go to Proud or Critical mode for challenge. I don't know. And yeah, this is what happens when you stack levels. It's weird, but yay, card points for all. Riku, you're my friend. We can't fight anymore. But of course, Riku was having none of that shit. Slash. And Sora's dead. Brum, 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 brum. Wow. Oh no, is this the end of Sora? Will Batman and Robin escape from this trap? Find out next time. Excuse me. Fake. Come on. Reveal the inevitable plot point. Yes. There we go, Riku replica, you can now fall to the floor. Also, if Namine had power over Riku, why didn't she use that earlier? Well, I guess maybe it could be explained with the organization watching over her that she couldn't really have the opportunity to do it, but... It seems kind of weird, really, because I mean, if her memory manipulation powers could work from a distance, then couldn't she try and covertly help Sora if she was really feeling sorry before this point? I don't know, I guess maybe Namine was sorting through her guilt, but yes, Loxine, for the final time, we will do battle with her, as she cackles and giggles over a cauldron of burning puppies, returning home to, I don't know, attack people with knives and S&M. But anyway, this is basically where Loxine tells us the truth that Riku was just a replica, and, well, we have our final battle. But we're doing this all alone. Namine have no weapons, no power over Larxene. And Sora, he's weak after the last battle. And by the way, actually, in that previous cutscene where you could walk around as Sora, I do highly recommend going back and saving a little bit before, you know, you tackle the battle against Riku, because if you don't, well, you're kinda screwed. And again, if you lose against Loxine, you basically have to fight Riku and Loxine all over again. A bit of a dickish moment in the game, but you do have a chance to go back. I just kind of wish the save point was in the room itself, because, you know, usually save points usually appear on the, like, the next floor up, so, you know, I don't know. It's strange, but, take it or leave it, I suppose. Anyway, Loxine is about to take care of some bogus memories, dude! Loxine is, like, I mean, well, I guess we're probably not going to be seeing her in future installments, considering the fact that, I guess at this stage, considering what happened to Marluxia and Loxine as of Kingdom Hearts 3, they've been restored to their normal forms, but Loxine was really underutilized in the series. Like, I mean, not only as, like, a very sadistic, villainous presence, but also was, honestly, one of the better written characters in the series. Especially when it comes to, you know, how the series has really written a lot of their other female leads. Again, it really is saying something when the only two reasonably written characters in this aspect are, well, Aqua and arguably Xion, and even in that case they have a lot of criticisms that the fandom already has, well, in regards to them in and of itself. But I think in terms of villainous presences, well, Loxine I honestly think should have taken a little bit more of an active role. But again, it's unlikely that we will see it, and if we do see Loxine again, it'll probably be in her human form as Elrena, I think, is what Union Cross called her. Whatever. I don't know, entertaining presence nonetheless though, and actually does have a very interesting death scene that will be coming up quite towards the end because, well, as we all know, adaptational differences. Well, not necessarily between GBA and PlayStation 2, but more specifically with the manga. Yes, and despite the fact that they use the word hell, now we're resorting to words like jerk. You know, I'm kinda curious as to why Namine didn't use her memory manipulation powers on Loxine, like, why she didn't just cause her to go, like, catatonic, or completely forget how to stand up straight. I don't know. Maybe she didn't think of it at the time, but it's kinda weird when you have characters who have godlike powers and just don't think to use them at the time. Oh no, she's in a foul mood. Dude, our plans are totally toast. Pimp slap. I don't know why, that animation just kind of makes me laugh. Well, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that she was hitting Namine, who was a sweet little cinnamon roll who must be protected at all costs. It's just the fact that she just went up and straight up pimp slapped her. It's a lot. I think it's maybe just a lot more comedic here than it is in Reach End of Memories, because it's, well, 3D visuals and it's, well, portrayed as a little bit more brunt, so to speak. But alas, it is time for Sora to die, because he is an idoit. There never was any promise. Yes, I must insist on playing the hero, because I have no choice. So this is the end for Sora. He's gonna go to sleep, have a nice little nap. But then it is our best friend, Donald and Guffy, saving Nara, Bacon, and Donald finally healing Sora, which is an often repeated meme in the Kingdom Hearts series for no reason, unless of course, you actually set Donald to kind of heal you, which you can do in the menu settings. Funny how not a lot of people really know that, and besides, a little fan theory that I like to keep on propagating is that I'm thinking that he's not healing Sora because he's saving up his MP to unleash his Zettaflare, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, just search up Kingdom Hearts 3 Zettaflare. Your respect for Donald Duck will increase dramatically, as he is one of the most powerful characters in, well, basically the entirety of the Square Enix canon. In fact, I think he's only second to one of the characters from Bravely Default. But I mean, even then, it is saying something when Donald Duck is more powerful than quite a lot of Final Fantasy bosses. But yeah, in terms of any other sort of battles, Loxine, keep on your toes. It is the same sort of strategy as before. She just hits a little bit harder this time around. But again, providing the fact that you can heal up and, reshuffle your deck accordingly, I don't think you have too much to worry about. And I may have mentioned this last while, but I do think it bears repeating that, again, with the added abilities that you do get at your command with, the different slides and everything, the deck customization does make this a lot more fun. Ars Arcanum. Again, it doesn't really last very long, and you can kind of be easily cut out of the side due to card breaks and all that, but I just love these moves, man. It's sweet. And of course, there's the ever-awesome Cloud card, which he does get a lot of great use in this game. Mainly for the GBA version. I'll probably get into why he isn't that useful. Well, I already have kind of gotten into useful. I'm just sort of repeating myself at this point. Well, that's not a sign of me being bad at commentary, that's just because of, Castle Oblivion. Yeah, that's right. I suppose another reason why I also really wanted to talk about this, particular part in and of itself before we get to the final, world in the game is really just down to the fact that, well, it's the reconciliation part, and we do get to see Donald and Goofy, once again, quite honestly, being one of my favorite trios, like, in the entire series. Like, I mean, I know, definitively speaking, it's meant to be, Sora, Riku, Kairi, Axel, Roxas, Shion, and, the Birth by Sleep trio, but I don't know, like, I mean, I kind of consider Sora, Donald, and Goofy to be, like, the OGs, the homies that have been there for Sora since Game 1. I mean, even in Coded, they do get some pretty sweet moments, even if it isn't the quote-unquote real Sora, just a data version of him. I don't know, their dynamic all throughout the series has always been... It's either been fun, or it's been, enjoyable to see them play off each other. I don't know, it's just... Like, I mean, I know it might seem a little bit hokey and heartfelt and all that sort of stuff, but it is honestly one of the more endearing parts of the series to see these characters interact so much. I don't know. And the fact that they kind of return at this point to help Sora attack Loxine, who is honestly one of the more savage organization members, is sweet because, the bros come to kick ass, chew bubblegum, and, well, just defeat evil. Like all good friends should. Wish I had some friends that could help me slay evil. I just wish I had some friends. Sora knows how I feel, getting attacked, every which way and sideways. Loxine is just a metaphor for my anxiety and depression. You might not have noticed it, but your brain did. I have no idea what the hell I'm saying anymore. But needless to say, Loxine will be going the way of the lightning bug. It's kind of weird, actually. I know it's probably just, Anime Japan, but I have never gotten why her hairstyle has, like, two little heartless antennae on it. I don't know. Probably most for a fun cosplay, though. So, by the skin of your teeth, you survive against Larkson, Arlene, Elrena, whatever. But alas, the day is saved. Now, her death differs wildly in terms of here. Like, I mean, here she's, well, fading away. It's presented a little bit more gruesomely in Rechain of Memories, but in terms of the manga, there is actually a very messed up death, where I believe what happens is, I think Donald uses ice magic, and then a little bit of thunder magic to electrocute Actually, no, it was Donald uses ice magic to attack her, and then when she's completely drenched, Loxine tries to use lightning attacks, and she basically is electrocuted to death. Yeah, that's, cheery. I might be getting a few things wrong there, because I haven't really read the manga myself, but Even so, that is a bit of a brutal way to go, dude. So, Namine can finally tell us what the plot is. And, again, to her credit, Namine did honestly have one of the more tragic backstories of the Kingdom Hearts series, which is saying something since everybody has an element of tragedy to them in this game. But Larxene in particular, I think from where she stemmed from, you know, the fact that she started off in a castle having no memory of who she was, you know, and then all of a sudden these mysterious people in black cloaks constantly hovering around her and basically just threatening her that she'll be alone for the rest of her days unless she does what they say. And then coming into contact with the first person she's at least slightly familiar with, given who she is the nobody of. Yeah, basically having to manipulate him, feeling terrible about it, and, well, considering what happens by Kingdom Hearts 2, yeah, there is no rest for Namine, and she basically spends the rest of her time in what's basically the equivalent of Kingdom Hearts Purgatory in the final world, up until Kingdom Hearts 3 finally gives her a little slice of happiness, which was honestly one of the more sweeter aspects of the series. I think one of my only real problems with this is really in the sense of how Namine was kind of given the shaft and, you know, everything was literally focused more on the Xehanort plot, which in and of itself had a lot of holes and problems with it that I honestly will point out because, well, Birth by Sleep is a game worth talking about, possibly for a future review, but I'll stay my tongue on that. I don't know, like, I mean, I did mention earlier that had I been in the writing seat, I probably would have written Namine to be a little bit more, well, malicious of a character. But then again, I mean, the way things work out here, I find it pretty sweet. And then again, I think my ideas are, well, a part of my mind that I should keep locked away, kind of like the lockboxes in Dr. Sleep, which is a movie I saw recently, at the time of recording, so yeah, if you haven't seen it, and it's still in cinemas, watch it now, or go read the book. The book is, well, I mean, besides one or two weird elements, the book is actually pretty good as well. And alas, we see Sora being an absolute fucking sweetheart here by keeping his promise, which I'll cover it when I get to the game's ending, but my heart. Again, if it wasn't for my love for Sora and Riku, these two budding little companions would be two peas in a pod, I'll say that much. Again, it really does speak to Sora's strength and his compassion as a person that, even despite these memories not being real, he's still willing to protect Namine out of the goodness of his heart, just because she is such a genuine person. I mean, a lot of people do, I suppose, peg Sora as being someone who forgives a little bit too easily, like, I mean, to the point where I'm pretty sure if Xehanort just approached Sora with, you know, Groucho Marx, or Harpo, no, it was Groucho Marx glasses, he would probably forgive him with ease. Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, though, like, I mean, again, maybe it's just my inner sap talking, you know, my inner sparky optimist, but I mean, I can see where Sora comes from in trying to see the best in people. The guy's a sweetheart, and, well, that's a part of myself I've kind of lost over the years. But again, that's enough of me being sappy. I'm making myself depressed again. Joyous day, sweet little Sora. But yes, we have one last world to get to, and, well, that'll be the penultimate part, and then, well, basically we'll be getting to the final boss fight against the Lord of the Castle Marluxia himself, with a little special surprise that I've cooked up for you. What it is, you'll see... trying to predict when this part will come out... Yeah, screw it. You'll see it when you see it, so basically, look forward to it then. This is a really beautiful piano piece, like, I mean, while I do think that some songs do suffer from the GBA sound chip, the piano pieces I think, honestly do go pretty well. And we have Oblivion. Now, I might be wrong on this, but I believe it might have been in Kingdom Hearts 1, or possibly just the final mix version. But I mean, again, if not, then I think this might be the first appearance of it as a, Keyblade card. Whatever, I've rambled on for long enough at this point, and whatever. Yes, you can help Riku Namine, you little sweetheart. Anyway, on that note, I am Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and next time on Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, we will be tackling the final world of the game. Keep it new metal, dudes and dudettes, and I will catch you later.